Hello YouTube, it is March 12th, 2020, and I am here with a product reveal. Dun, 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 dun. I done finally purchased me some Juvia's Place, so let's go ahead and get into it. So I purchased this going on a couple weeks ago, but y'all know with my job, I don't hardly have time to do anything anymore, and look like I'm going to be switching in a moment job. So it's like, and this time it wasn't due to no scandal. I know some of y'all were like, damn, man, can't you ever keep a doggone job dizzy for more than. I thought I was going to at least stay to this job to June, but honey, this doggone coronavirus, I already done messed this gig up. But before all that happened, I put in for my order on February 24th and I got my order on March 2nd, so fairly decent shipping. I got it in this regular box, and then of course my address and all that's over here. You got Juvia's Place, so you already know what it is. Now they left it on my door, and y'all know what neighborhood I'm in. I worked that Monday, so March 2nd fell on a Monday, and I was at work until like 6 o'clock at night. And I seen that on my phone, they dropped it off. And that's a good thing though. They give you notifications. Bad thing is, if y'all know what neighborhood I'm in, I'm surprised my package was here when I got home. So my doggone package was unattended from 4:47 until I hit my door around 6:50. So it's like, thank goodness my package was here. But they was having a sale, and I think they're having a sale this month. You know, the women's sale where it's 50% off, but um Black History Month they had a 40% off sale, so I went and jumped on it, honey. Jumped on it, jumped on it. Honey, y'all know I'm a huge B stand, honey. And today I hope to be a huge Juvia's Place fan. So I went and got a couple foundation shades. Y'all hope that I got the right colors, honey. We're going to get in that in a moment. I got me a couple palettes, some concealers, and a brush. So I went and got that brush. This is a foundation brush. They also got a brush set, but I ain't want to try that. I already got a couple brush sets. And like I said, I'm not really wearing that much makeup as it is now. I don't wear makeup like that at work. So yeah, I didn't think to stand up on my brushes. I'll probably get some of their brushes later on. Thank goodness, because I really didn't want to go through Morphe, because y'all know I've heard some controversy with Morphe and YouTube. And then they saying that Jeffree Star supposed to have some ownership in the company, or at least a partnership in the middle. But you know how I feel about that. So, oh, this brush is so soft. Oh my goodness. They already is my brush is just that cheap, or if I'm not used to have. Oh my god, this brush is so damn soft. Oh my god. But do I want to? Lord, see, I don't know if I want to go ahead. Like it's so white and stuff too, and I'm about to brown it all up. And oh my god, I don't got no brush. I don't got no official cleanser. And I don't want to damage this with being cheap using Dawn, or I got my African black soap as well in my shampoo. But oh my god, oh this is so soft. This is like a huge doggone upgrade. And this thing only cost me like $7, and I think the retail of that brush is like $12. But I'm used to using my doggone thing a little bit more denser compared to this doggone all soft, but yet it look like it can get everything. Ooh. So yeah, they don't round me with the brush. But then again, y'all know I don't got that many brushes, so don't take my word for gospel on, the brush being all that. I'm not really a brush stalker like that, so. But first, let's get into the palettes that I got. The first one is um, just a little bit of background on me. As y'all can tell, I'm quite dark skinned. I am dark skinned, highly melanated. So another thing that is inspired me to get Juvia's Place is because they got those colors that pop on dark skin. And of course the owner is not too far from my complexion. I think she's around the same skin tone as me. So she knows how to have those colors that pop on dark skin. And so the first palette that I got was the Nomad palette. This, just screamed to me for so many reasons. Like, number one, she's giving Wicked Witch teas, and y'all know I'm a huge Gothic fan. Also, the golds. If y'all don't know, my favorite colors are red and gold. So, yeah, the irony that I come from home of the Golden Bulls, but blue is not my color. I like red more. I'm trying to figure out how to. Oh, it's tape. I'm like, I don't want to rip the thing open. Let me get some scissors. But yeah, this is just a first impressions, y'all. We ain't going to get too heavy in this video. Okay, cut that open. See what it looks like. Oh, so it's bubble wrapped on the inside. Bubble wrap out. Ooh, and this is what the shades look like. Got a little plastic cover. Oh, I can't wait to play with that gold shade. Oh, that gold is screaming my name, honey. We might dip into this one today. I can't wait to use this when I get back to work, honey. I'm going to pop in some makeup if I decide to go back to this job, honey. This other job is contacting me, but the thing is, I don't got no car, honey. But if I find a car, I might darn gonna hold off on this job just to come stun on these girls at the schoolhouse, honey. Because like I said, ooh, oh, bitch, ooh. Oh, that doggone gold. Oh, and do a little bit of black on the outer and then put that gold in the middle. Child. Come on through, Nomad, honey. I wish I would have kept the doggone. They gave me a price list of my order summary. Oh, here it is. So the Nomad palette on discount, it cost me $7.50. I think the retail for this is like normally like $14. Because like I said, everything was 40% off. So y'all do the math of what 40% more of that would be. So that's the packaging, and this is the original. So next we got the Afrique by Juvia. And I think this has more red color schemes as well. Because I gravitate to a lot of warm colors. Even though I'm neutral and I can go either way. And I know it don't look like I'm neutral on this camera because I record from Logitech. And Logitech likes to add a lot of red to my skin. But I will include some pictures of what my skin looks like in normal lighting conditions. If you see me in natural lighting, I'm very deep dark brown with slightly golden undertones, ironically. But I have both red and gold in my skin. I'm a neutral. So I have some pictures of what my skin looked like in natural lighting. Because y'all know this, fluorescent bulb mixed in with, I thought I could get some light, but I'm not getting enough light from my window. So yeah, y'all ain't getting an accurate representation of my skin tone. Oh, okay. This what made me gravitate towards this because once again it got my reds up in there and a very bright yellow, but it's that tennis ball yellow. That blue I can work with a little bit. We're gonna see how that blue works. Oh, and Kofi, honey, like the actor Kofi Serabi, very deep. Not the best to do these swatches. No, y'all can't even see that really, can y'all? Ooh, so soft though. Oh, it is popping up on my brown skin. Come on through. See, that's why I say I mess with Juvia's place. Because I ain't think this was going to pop up on my doggone deeply brown skin like that. But come on through, honey. Can't wait to utilize this palette as well. And let me wipe this off real quick. And will y'all believe I went to the store and I had to get me some items from the house, right? And I just wanted I just wanted to get one more of these and, just one thing of disinfectant. Because, I got my hospital grade wipes and all of that for the house and all that. So I didn't need much. And I already got my big old thing of Charmin tissue. So I'm good on tissue. And y'all with this coronavirus, y'all act like y'all are hurricane victims. Like, really? I'm like Field Advice Show. Y'all done cleaned out the Lysol. I couldn't get, y'all didn't say one Lysol for your girl. But y'all got all the vitamins still intact. Family Dollar don't sell fruits. But for y'all that went to the grocery store, the fruits are still there. Y'all ain't thought about nothing about y'all immune system. But y'all couldn't save not one darn one thing of Lysol for your girl. Come on now. And like I said, I also wanted to get some more wipes as well. Y'all just wipe the doggone Family Dollar clean. Just a shame. North Carolina, we just crazy. They done put us out of school for 2 weeks for this doggone coronavirus. Half-inch of snow doggone hits the ground. Oh Lord, it's a state of emergency, baby. But the next palette I'm opening up is from a YouTuber that I admire very much. The Queen palette by Fumi de Celefo. So I can't get that richness in my voice like her, but I just love her voice. That voice is just so contagious, honey. Not contagious like the virus, but in a good way. But yeah, Miss Fumi de Celefo came out with a palette. She came out with a lot of stuff. She had the lipsticks and the blush palettes. I might get some more of that in the down the road, but I decided to get her the Queen palette instead. And some of her stuff can double up as stuff. So, ooh. Because I was seeing her use it as lipstick and the eyeshadow, the blush, and everything all in one. But like I said, she also got a lipstick and a brush set and everything. But this is her thing right here. And oh, once again, I was sucker for that red. Ooh, that damn red, honey. Oh, I can't wait to use it. And I don't even like pink, but that particular tone of pink is so. But then again, Fumi is about like my mother's complexion. Um, she's a she's right around my mother's complexion. So this pink, I'm fascinated with because usually a pink shade I just stick away from them because it be for the light skinned girls like Nicki Minaj, Beyonce. They really don't make a pink for us dark skinned girls. So I was so glad that Foamy, even though I don't mess with pink like that, if I wanted to, I can actually get away with wearing pink because it's like if it works on her skin tone, I know it's gonna pop up on mine. Yeah, matter of fact, the last time I wore pink was in my Brazilian video where I was talking about, my Brazilian wax experience many years ago. And I'll put that down below. And y'all can tell it was more pastel on me because of how deep dark my skin is. So imagine somebody Fumi's complexion who is like 6 shades darker than me. Because I'm dark skinned, but I'm still brown. I'm not, chocolate. So for her to have something that's not only, dark brown skin friendly, for us darker skinned sisters in the cinnamon and bronze category, but for the show enough chocolate sisters as well, honey, this doggone palette is all the way around. And then of course you can lighten up the intensity for our lighter sisters, Now I will say if you're of a complete different race, this might be a little bit more too powerful for you. I wouldn't possibly recommend because the thing is, if you're too fair skinned, this can overtake you, especially if you have a very youthful face. And I'll make a whole video about that. But yeah, this is definitely for our deeper melanated sisters. If you're light skinned and if you're trying to go for the dramatics, yeah, you can possibly still do this too. This is gonna be dramatic no matter who is on, but it's going to be a little bit too overbearing if you like fair skin, like a Rose McGowan. But let me swipe this pink real quick. Ooh, that it's just so soft. Oh, do you see how it go on my hand? Oh, Lord. Oh, foamy. Foamy. Child, I'm about to have fun with this doggone palette when I use this, babe. Oh my God, do y'all see that doggone peak on my skin? Let me see how the red go. Ooh. Oh my God, that's the red. Oh my God, look at that damn red. Oh, child, I'm about to have fun when I get this on my doggone eyelids, baby. But that's the doggone the Queen palette by Fumi DeCelefo. Now we about to get into the foundations. So let me wipe this off real quick. Y'all work with me. I'm down to my last little thing. I couldn't make it to Walmart, and it wouldn't do me no good because the way they done sold out at Family Dollar. That's why I went to Family Dollar because I'm thinking, well, shoot, my little Family Dollar in the hood, they ain't about to darn be sold out. All the darn drugs and stuff they use around here. I know they ain't worried about no coronavirus. Shit. You wasn't worried about that darn fentanyl and them darn drugs that you utilizing up in this darn neighborhood. Now all of a sudden y'all want to be selling out of darn wipes and stuff. And the gag is you really supposed to have some of that on hand any darn ways. The way people buying this as if you didn't have any in your house, I'm questioning your darn hygiene practices. It's like I went to stock up on mine because I was running low. I still had some. I don't need to darn go get no hand sanitizer. You supposed to have hand sanitizer around the clock any darn way. And you supposed to feel it as it gets low. Some of y'all getting it as if it's the first time y'all done had some in y'all house in years. Ooh, child, that irritated me. Oh, but it comes off very good with a right. So no staining from what I can see. Should have got me a mirror. But this camera is doing it. Oh, but I got my Sasha Cosmetics mirror right here. So let me see real quick. Oh, it needs to be wiped down as well, but yeah, no leftovers. So now we're going to get into the foundation. So this is what their foundations come in. And this was difficult for me because y'all know being in my funky complexion, right? I shouldn't say funky, but being in my complexion range, the selections can be quite awkward. But I'm glad that we now have choices because back in the day, it's like me, I would be just SOL. It's like they would go straight to super brown skin like Cynthia Bailey, and then they would go to Viola Davis and just forget about all of us in between. And it's like you would go straight super chocolate with red undertones or flat cool, or you would go brown skin and it'd be very red undertones, but you rarely get a neutral tone system. And then to add insult to injury, when you do get a neutral, it like okay, it be on the lighter end of the spectrum. Or super dark. Like because once again, I'm dark skinned, but I'm not like heavily, richly dark brown. I'm dark brown. To give y'all an idea, I'm a cross between Taraji P. Henson and Gabrielle Union, as y'all can tell from my pictures that I showed y'all earlier in natural lighting. And the problem is when it comes to like a neutral tone foundation, they would do one or two things. They would go neutral and it'd be all the way in the lighter brown category where somebody like Cynthia Bailey's skin tone from Real Housewives of Atlanta, or they would go extremely dark and be like just a shade or two lighter than Nima Tang from YouTube. And it's like, well, damn, can't we get something? I mean, with all these YouTubers out here like darn old Jackie Anna and stuff, can't we get some darn old, somewhere neutral? But the problem with Jackie is a lot more golden. So it's like when they look at Jackie for a reference, it's like, okay, let's put olive in the darn foundation shade. But it's like you don't see too many people like me. And it just makes it darn awkward. But Fenty done came out on the scene and Now they added some stuff and they done changed their thing around. I was 430, but now I'm 450. And it's awkward because 450 is lighter than 440 because normally it's like the higher you go, the darker it is. Except for Juvia's place, the lower the number, the more richly melanated it is. Versus in most foundations, it's higher the number, the more richly it is. Fenty, I'm 450. 450 is the same complexion as around 430, except more of the neutral undertones. 440 is ironically darker, and I don't think that's just because of the red, because red reflects cooler, so to the eye it looks a shade darker. But even factoring that in, it's like Lovely Tea and Ivy Deer is like shade 440, and I know I'm a little bit lighter than Lovely Tea by at least 3 shades. So it's like Fenty be throwing me off as well. Beauty Bakery, I haven't had the pleasure of trying that, but they follow the same number system. Matter of fact, I think they was the ones that started this, where it's like they start off with darkness to light first, which makes sense because it's like color should come first because we are the most we are the darkness, and from dark comes the color. The light is the absence of color. So why is you starting off with light first? But you know that's that doggone. We ain't going to go into it, but you know why they start off with lightness to dark first as opposed to darkness to light. I mean, certain people is just so, and this is not all white people, but you know, the powers that be so doggone superficial. They call us sensitive and stuff, but y'all don't even want us to come first in the foundation ranges. If you even decide to include us. But anyways, let's get on to somebody who has included us, somebody who is of us, somebody that is of you. I know that's the irony. I'm doggone quoting Black Excellence, and I decided to sing the doggone Eurypnides. Honey, we got some white allies out there. Shout out to our white allies. But speaking of allies, Juvia's Place foundation shade. I know I'm all over the place, y'all. Bear with me. I haven't done these videos in a long time. This is what it comes in, and this is shade 300 Go Bond. Okay, so this is 240. Only thing I don't like about this is I wish it had a little color indicator instead of just the number system, because it's like, what if this ever fades? I'd be so confused. That's why I'm keeping them in the darn on things, because it's like they have the number things on them, but it's like both of them same thing. I wish it at least had a little peek through side on it. You don't get an idea of where your foundation is at, because this is a very opaque thing, so you can't even see where it's getting low. You just got to feel when it's getting low. But yeah, shade 240, which is Lagos, and 300, which is Gobon. They all named after African countries. These were recommended to me because of my undertones. Like I said, I'm very dark skinned, but I'm not chocolate in complexion. I am neutral. I got equal amounts of gold and red in my skin. So this is what they recommended to me based off of those factors. Now, for a foundation reference, like I said, I'm shade 450 in Fenty. MAC, I would be like a NC47 in MAC foundation. In Shea Moisture Cosmetics, I am shade Parlane. Although I can go up to brown, but I think it's Brown Blaze or something like that in Shea Moisture. And of course, Sasha Cosmetics for y'all. I am this shade right here. I am shade Perfect Spice. And I can go to Perfect Bronze in the summertime. And this is always my contour color, Perfect Mocha. And this is the problem when it comes to foundation shades. Typically, when they do have a neutral tone, they always go to this one, which will always be like too dark for me no matter what time of the season it is. Versus, like I said, I'm more on this side of the brown spectrum. Okay. Once again, these two shades right here is a perfect description of what my shade is. But we're going to do a side-by-side comparison. So that's why I got my, you know, décolleté out. So shade 240. Let's go ahead and squeeze some out. Oh, wait a minute. Is it a protector on the thing? Oh, it comes with a little gray thing on the seal, so take that off. Like I said, y'all, once I get back into the YouTube swing, I will get more organized with the videos. But this is just a first impressions. Why shade 300 look darker than shade 240? Like I said, 300 supposed to be lighter. Because in this foundation, it's like the higher you go, the lighter your shade is. The higher the number, the darker the shade, and vice versa. So since 300 is a higher number, it's lighter, if that makes sense. Versus vice versa, when it used to be higher the number, darker the shade, now it's actually dark, lower the number, darker the shade, which makes more sense, really. But this is shade 240. Oh, this is gonna mess me up. So that's shade 240. Ooh, wait a minute. Why does that come up looking like? Ooh, Lord, don't tell me I done got the shade too light, baby. Mm. We're going to let that dry down a moment. But now, looking at 240, I'm thinking, Lord, should I've gotten darn on 140? Like, now, this was the neutral tone recommendation to me. I won't be upset if this don't match me. Okay, we're putting 240 back. And we're going to shade 300 next. Now, one of them do say lean golden, so... So next is we got shade 300. And we're going to put shade 300 right here. Okay, 300 is a little bit better. So that's shade 300. Okay, yeah, shade 300 is a lot more better with my skin. So 300 is this shade right here, and shade 240. That is weird though, and that's why I said these undertones, honey, because you can definitely see the gold a lot more in this one. Even though this shade is darker than 300, 300 is definitely blending. Y'all see how it's already blending into my skin? Because at first I was thinking, Lord Jesus, don't tell me the foundation shade is too light. Because it's like, now I seen enough videos on YouTube, and people in the 100s are way too dark for me. People in 200, like I was thinking maybe I was 220, but then I seen a sister who was 220 and it blended in, but she was like, that very deep dark brown color like a Marla Negra. So I said, no, it can't be me. I mean, she was a little bit lighter than a Marla Negra. But she was in that Marla Negrish category of color. So I was like, I got to be either 240 or 300. So this is what 300 is looking like. I'm going to pause the camera real quick, and then I'm going to show y'all how this match up against my Sasha Cosmetics. Okay, y'all, now I'm back. So I'm going to now swipe Perfect Bronze, which is my perfect foundation match, and show y'all how that looks in comparison. So this right here. Oh, y'all see darn on perfect spice. But perfect spice is literally just blending right into my skin. Oh, and you can see that there's a definite difference. So, ooh. Y'all can't even see perfect spice because of how it's automatically blending into my skin. It's almost like I didn't put nothing on my finger. So that's this shade right here. So y'all see me blending in perfect spice. And I'm going to put it right here on my face. So that's perfect spice right there. So perfect spice. This is shade 240 Legos. And this is shade 300. I see that there's a distinctive difference with all three of them. Now, shade 300 is looking somewhat closest to perfect spice. A little bit. As a matter of fact, it looks like a cross between the two. Like shade 240 Legos and shade 300 Gold Bone look like it would make the perfect mix of perfect spice. Let's see how that will work out. Let's see if I had to mix them both together, what would I get? That is, let's see. And it's going to irritate me that I have to keep looking at the thing as opposed to looking at the bottle. So where am I going to put shade? Lord, that just amazes me how that darn on. Like you can't even see where I put the darn on the other foundation. Like, honey, Sasha Cosmetics does it every time. It's almost like I didn't put nothing down. But once again, this is shade 300. That's shade 300. And then we're going to put a little bit of 240 underneath it. And then, of course, I'm going to zoom in the camera as well. So I know some of y'all saying, well, we cannot hardly see nothing. Don't worry, I'm going to zoom in the camera in a moment. And I'm going to take snapshot pictures. See what it looks like. Okay. So I'm going to take a snapshot and be right. Okay, y'all, I'm back. I took the pictures, which I'll include right here, of what this looks like in natural lighting. And this is what it looks like when I mix both shades 240 and 300 together. I will say that this is definitely more on the full coverage side because I do got a little bit of 5 o'clock shadow coming in. And the fact that this is covering this right up. Like I don't even have a color corrector and I don't see any black peeking through versus with the Sasha Cosmetics. I always got to go in with a color corrector because this is a skin light finish, as y'all can tell, because it literally blends in with my skin. Like if I was to blend this out right now, it would literally blend away into my skin. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and do it right now to show y'all what I'm talking about. Oh, I think it already happens. You see how I just blended that into my skin? It's almost like I took it off. Like you do not see where that foundation just went to. This is a lot more potent though. Let me see how this is gonna blend, honey. Don't want to use my hands for this one. I'm gonna use a brush. I use this foundation brush right here and see how this blends in on the side of my face. So, and like I said, for me to have a beard, well, not a beard in the full sense, but like a 5 o'clock shadow and it's covering it up to a certain extent, that's quite impressive. Oh wow. Wow, so that's what it literally blended out to be. So zoom in right there. Like it literally blends in with my skin tone, y'all. Oh my goodness. At first I thought it was a little bit too light because y'all know I be sometimes thinking I'm darker than what I really am. And people have to remind me that I'm really not that. I mean, I'm dark, but I'm not that dark. But I be, but in foundations, I be so used to, us being left out that, and then I'm so used to always being the darkest shade as well. Like when they are somewhat inclusive, the white brands, it's like I would be the darkest shade. So I'm so used to being the darkest shade that when these companies come out and actually show that no, you ain't you far from the darkest shade, you know, it surprises me. And it's a good surprise. I'm glad that we're getting to this in society where, you know, foundation shades are becoming more inclusive. And also when they get to my brand, it blends. Oh my god. What? Juvia's place, shut the front door. It almost looks like I'm not wearing anything. Let me come back and give y'all what a full face of this looks like. Oh my goodness. What? And like I said, did this cover up the beard as well? Now I was still color correct to a certain extent, but honey, I am not mad at this baby. I am not. Let me go fix this all up and come on back with y'all. Okay, y'all, I am back, and as y'all can tell, wow, like my face is fully covered. I look like a darn cartoon character. But this is actually shade 300, which wow. I mean, why you going to get out? I mean, this is actually a match for me, y'all. It's a pretty decent match. And y'all going to see under natural light, and I'm going to include some videos here. Okay, y'all, this is me outside testing to see what this foundation looks like under natural lighting. So, y'all tell me, is it blending in or not? I won't obviously be able to see it until I look at the playback. So I just included some videos of what my face looked like outside. I showed y'all two different versions because y'all know I got a Samsung Galaxy phone. But the problem with Samsung is sometimes it puts too much saturation to the face. So when I was in natural lighting and I had my camera adjusted for cloudy, it made me look a little bit too orange in the face. Oompa loompa oompa de doo. But that cloudy filter is it. I mean, it was cloudy, but it was not too cloudy for it to be having me all that. So when I put it back on auto, y'all see that I looked a little bit more normal in skin tone. So also you got to be very cognizant of what you're recording from, because actually this is a good way that y'all can see me in different scenarios, because y'all seeing what my Logitech does to my skin. Then y'all see what I look like recording from my Samsung, which is a 16 megapixel camera. But y'all see the cloudy setting is not even a filter. It's the adjusting of the setting based off of the lighting conditions you're in. Because if you don't have your camera set up for the right setting, it can look off. And it's like you might not look off in person when you look in the mirror, but your camera settings may not be properly calibrated towards the scenario you're in. But like I said, Samsung has a problem of adding too much saturation. So when I put it back on auto, I looked at somewhat more closer to my skin tone. So y'all got to see me under every type of lighting condition. I should have did one. Actually, I even show you in the bathroom. So y'all see me in my bedroom with this one light. Then y'all see me in the bathroom where I got several lights. Y'all see me outside. Y'all see me with the different phone filters. And like I said, this is damn good. Wow. This, I mean, I don't even got no contour, highlight, or nothing on it. This is it. This is it. This, wow. I mean, come on. I'm still shocked by this. Wow. I can't wait to give a full thought of how this lasts throughout the day. I can't wait when I finally go back to work to see if this holds up throughout the entire work day. But it's definitely matte, which unlike my Sasha is creamy. Now my Sasha has held up throughout an entire work day, and I was a little shiny. This looks a little bit more promising because I'm a little bit more matte, but I'm not dehydrated. And that's another thing. It's not flaking up my eczema. But then again, I did prep my skin with hyaluronic acid, so that might play a part as well. I'm using hyaluronic acid as a primer base, so that might be playing a part as well. But the way this looks on my skin, like it's covering everything, including, like I said, the fact that it's covering up my beard area. That is amazing. Now I didn't put as much on my top lip, but on the sides, the fact that it covered all that beard area is covering up that quite nicely. I mean, of course, you can still tell I got some, and of course I was shaved and all that, but this not my shaving day. It's like I'm off of work. I didn't want to do all that just for the sake of the video. And it helps, for my fellows watching and my women who suffer from hydrotrutium. How would this work if you try to cover it up on facial hair? So I'm an ultimate guinea pig for that until I shave. Once I go back to work, this little bit of hair I get will be shaved down. But the fact that I can get away with still wearing this while having facial hair is quite amazing. So to my gays out there who, don't mind having hair, this will definitely work for y'all. For me, this will hold me off until I'm able to get my laser hair removal. But this is shade 300 once again all over my face, and it is holding up pretty well. The only thing I can't stand is the fact that I'm now searching for, to put it in the right packages. That's the only downside with this. But it's almost like I don't want to even add nothing else to it. But I'm going to show y'all the concealers, and that's what's going to throw it off. Because the problem with this being my perfect match is the fact that if I put a lighter concealer too light over it, it might throw it off. And that's why I got shade 240, because 240 is deeper than my natural skin. So when I use the concealer, it will balance out. But I have shade 300 on my face. So this is the concealer that I have. And this is in shade, this is the Magic Concealer shade 12. And I know this looks significantly light, but this is actually within my comfortable category. I like to go no more than 2 to 3 shades lighter than my skin tone. I know this actually looks several shades lighter than that. Hopefully it's not. Once again, these looks can be deceiving. So, oh, wait a minute. How am I going to blend this out? Let me get a brush real quick. See, I wasn't even thinking about doing a whole makeup look. And then this darn set that I got is mostly for darn It would work well for the eyeshadows. Matter of fact, due to how long this video is, we're going to do the eyeshadows in a whole different doggone video. Okay, let's see what this concealer is going to do. Y'all know I don't get too crazy with the concealer because I don't got no dark under circles, as y'all can tell. So it's like I don't understand when people be, and that's another thing. It throws off your foundation shade when you go all over with the triangles and stuff. It's like just conceal in the places where you naturally need a little bit of highlight. And because for me, I don't even have no hyperpigmentation, so I'm really not covering up anything. So I'm just doing this just to add some light in the areas of which I want light to my face. Now, of course, since I have facial hair going on over here, I do not want to emphasize that. So we're going to leave this be due to the fact that I got some facial hair going on today. But I'm liking how I'm looking all tribal and shit. But anyways, let's go ahead and blend this on out for y'all. See how this goes. And I probably should have avoided this area because this is where my atopical dermatitis does act up. For y'all that don't know what that is pretty much the scientific name for eczema. I do flake up right into these areas, um, along with my hair as well. And oil does best for me with my eczema, but of course, you know, since I'm wearing foundation, that's not ideal. So I put on some hyaluronic acid as my primer base of the day. So now I'm just blending this on out. And y'all see how that little bit spreads, so you don't need to go too crazy with the concealer. I see a lot of y'all, you know, y'all use these YouTubers, they be, you know, doing all that fancy, you know, all of that. And granted, some of them do got a lot more to cover, but me, I don't have to cover that. But still, even when you have to cover stuff, it's like, why utilize all of that concealer? Just put it in the areas of which it needs to be. And besides, I also got cheekbones, so I got to be very confident of draining all of that down. I don't even need to contour really, but I'm going to show y'all how to contour for some of y'all who may not be blessed to have the cheekbones. So this is what it looks like when I'm done. So now we're going to go into contour. So since I am a very dark-skinned brown sister, I went towards among the deepest, darkest shades. And that is Magic Concealer number 3. Now I didn't go all the way because their darkest shade can like literally match Nima Tane's skin color, and that will look strikingly off on my skin tone. Because me and Nima Tane are literally like well over 6 shades difference in skin tone. And it's like just like you don't supposed to go too light with your concealer, You don't supposed to go too dark with your contour as well, because it can look way off on the skin, like you won't be able to fully blend that in. So this is the concealer shade. Oh, and I'm a little bit scared because even though this is a number 3, y'all can tell that there is still a difference. But I wanted it to be dark enough where it can pop on my skin. But at the same time, I got to be very conscious that I don't want it to be too dark. And that's rare because, like I said, normally my skin tone don't even have that option. Normally, the darkest shade will be me. And then it's like, then when they come out with darker shades, it's like, okay, it's just enough to add a subtle contour. Now it's like with Juvia's Place and Beauty Bakery, they really come out with the dark shades where it's like, okay, now Juan, you can't try that, honey. You're gonna be looking crazy out here. So once again, it's good that they're finally are very inclusive when it comes to adding for our darker skinned sisters. But then again, I wouldn't expect anything less from this owner. She is African. She's a Nigerian, so I would expect for her to have makeup for her people that are heavily, blessed to be heavily melanated. So, wow. Like, how is this going to look? Ooh. Like I said, y'all, I'm a little bit nervous. I'm a little bit nervous. Oh, matter of fact, that is about close to my one right here, but it looks like it's even darker. And this one actually gives me a good contour too. So in another video, I will compare this to my foundation shade. Um, See, this is so used. I can't. Oh, this is shade mocha, but this looks like it's even darker than mocha. Honey. Let me put this right here on my nose. And of course, I'm not the type that really need to even be contouring my nose because my nose is already thin as it is. Oh wow. Y'all can really see. Wow. Child. Juvia. Whoa. Okay, I'm glad I picked number 300 because this is like it's the right one for me. Mm, okay, maybe I spoke too. We're gonna see, but it looked like I might make this work. Lord, I'm darn gonna stuttering, honey. Let's go ahead and blend this on out. This now turned into a whole darn little makeup darn thing on the note, y'all. Now, why did I cross my nose like that? Oh, to show if you wanted to push your nose up for y'all to have wider noses. Like I said, I actually have a long nose, so it sometimes works for me because, my nose goes down low, so you want to give the illusion of it being more pushed up. And this is what it looks like after. Wow. And not that I need any highlight or something at this point, but to bring it on home, let me go ahead and go into my Sasha banana powder. And of course, I need my mirror again to really look. See if I'm putting this properly. Now, I don't typically like really powdering heavy. That's why y'all don't see me powdering heavy, because over the years, I have gotten a little bit of laugh lines, so I'm very cognizant of that. And this is already like I'm thinking that the concealer is also on the matter side of the spectrum. We'll find that out once I really test this out fully, but I'm erring on the side of caution. And I'm also about to take this off soon as, this video's over with. So, wow, why am I out here looking like one of these doggone Instagram models? My doggone face unnecessarily popping. Like, ooh, honey, get into it. Ooh, that's a doggone, damn, my doggone cheekbone look like it's about to cut a bitch. Lord Jesus. So obviously, since I have cheekbones, this is why I don't contour. Because once again, this is just too much, honey. Not Juvia's fault. This is just me showing y'all. But if I wanted to, honey, woo. Now what I would normally do is, instead of ooh, this does make for a look, honey. Like but yeah, I typically stick to around my face area, like in the summertime, to bring this, because I got a little head on me, honey. Bring this down, distract from this doggone hair loss I'm trying to grow back in. So I typically, stick to contour right here and a little bit on my nose when the foundation, flattens me out. I'd like to bring a little structure back in. But I typically leave the cheekbones alone for this type of reason right here. I can get away with usually highlight my cheekbones to bring in structure instead, which I would do. Let's see what this looks like. We might as well just do a little bit of everything since we're here. So let's go on into the Fumi de Celofold palette and see what this pink actually looks like on somebody of my complexion. Like I said, I normally don't do pink. I'm a red type person, but how powerful that red is like that might be too, and that's very rare for me to say that, but it's like that red might be too much on my skin tone. Like that is for somebody that is literally chocolate in skin tone, so I'm not going to use the red up on my skin. That might be a little bit too much. Of course, we're going to use a fan brush to make it even lighter. Hopefully that makes it so it doesn't deposit as much color. And we're going to go into this pink shade right here. Oh Lord. And and wow. And I was trying to go light, y'all. But this doggone thing is so, oh, you got to be careful, because I'm so used to patting in, and it's like I really did not need that. Honey, I'm about to give y'all clown tease today, honey. Fumi was not playing, honey. She said, y'all ain't about to say her doggone stuff ain't got pigmentation. Lord, I'm hoping that I'm able to diffuse this enough over my dark. Lord, I'm about to be looking clownish out here. Why is my neighbors arguing? Like, do y'all not know I got a YouTube video going on up in here? Oh, Lord. I'm trying my best to diffuse this, y'all, but ooh, it's looking a little bit noticeable. Oh, not too noticeable though. Because the trick is you don't want to dab it on the apples of your cheeks. You want to spread it across. Now, of course, it's still going to look a little bit dramatic because it's a very unnatural tone of color for my skin tone. But sometimes, we want to go for that dramatics at times. But I definitely don't want to be giving Nicki Minaj clown tease. Like, I don't want to be giving that, oh, whoa. Yeah, I still see that this is popping quite a bit. And this was me trying to even diffuse. Yeah, I'm giving Nicki Minaj today, baby. And I wasn't even trying. So that's it diffused in. Like I said, what's going on? I'm seeing a little bit too sharp contrast right here. Like, whoop, yellow, red. Mm, very powerful. Now I can see if I was getting very glammed up for, let's say, cosplay or something, this would work. But normal day to day, I would not do this with me. But some of y'all Instagram people, this is what they would look like in real life. With the Instagram filters, with the lights and stuff, it fades all this out and it looks beautiful. But when they're out in real life, honey, they be looking like this. This is not what I strive for. Y'all know what I strive for as far as day to day. Now, as far as quality, once again, the makeup is damn good. It's excellent. The fact that this pink is showing up on somebody as dark as me, and can go darker, shows promise. Like I say, all the points are hit. Now, once again, that concealer, that J12, I would use that if I'm wearing shade 240, which is Legos, but I feel like it might be just a tad bit too bright for me with, and I don't know what's the next shade down from that. Because I got to be wary of the undertones as well. So I want to see what maybe 10 or 11 is, or it maybe even 9, because I think 9 is actually my skin tone shade. So, when I do another purchase, I will play around with some other concealers and see how that works. But just off of my first impressions, honey, I am loving this, honey. Honey, can't tell me nothing. Can't tell me something. But honey, shout out to darn Juvia's place. Honey, Juvia did the damn thing, honey. Miss Chi Chi. And Lord, why her name is the same name as, the drag queen Chi Chi LaRue, and also Chi Chi T.S. Madison's best friend, for y'all that follow the YouTube streets. But everybody named Chi Chi is always a good minded person. So, honey, she's amongst good company. But yeah, Miss Chi Chi did that, honey. Chi Chi got us darn on melanated sisters darn on beat for the motherfucking gods, honey. I can't wait to see how this actually lasts throughout a whole day. Come back with y'all, give y'all my thoughts on the actual concealers. I mean, yeah, a full thoughts on the concealer foundation, and give y'all the palettes, because we only really went into one palette, and we just went and did it as a blush. Like, I didn't test this out as an eyeshadow today. I didn't test none of the other palettes out because this video is already an hour long. So we're going to do a part 2 and show y'all all these wonderful stuff in another video. But y'all tell me what y'all thoughts are. So leave it down below, and bless y'all hearts if y'all heard me ramble throughout this whole hour video. I swear it'd be more organized on the next one. But we're going to get into these. Which palette would y'all want me to do? Y'all want me to do the Afrique palette? The matter of fact, this Afrique palette would have went good with this darn on today. Like, I can imagine these reds and browns would have been good today. But also with my shirt, I could have went into the gold schemes. And then, of course, the Fumi de Solifol palette would have been quite dramatic if I would have went into that purple. Or if I would have did a very deep red set eye, that would have been very intense. Holy. Then you got a glam. That glam glitter right there. Ooh. FDV approved. Child, come on. Matter of fact, no. I'm gonna say that for no. See, I was about to go and dip more into it and play around with it, but we'll save that for part two. Y'all tell me which palette y'all want me to really do an in-depth review of first. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and I will see y'all soon with more videos. Mwah.